Hi, this is Sean McCracken, your OC Realtor, bringing you the California dream of eco, sun, and fun. Today's an eco day, and it's part of the continuing series where I introduce you to local Laguna Beach green service providers. And I'm here today with Monica Fuerst, who's a local architect here in town. And she's nice enough to invite me into her house, which is just unbelievable. And Monica, how long have you been living in town here?
Actually, almost 11 years now.
Great. Why don't you give us a little of your background? Where you grew up, which schools did you go to?
I grew up in Irvine.
Okay.
My parents still live there.
Okay.
Went to Cal Poly Pomona and went to college there, majored in architecture, got my bachelor's in architecture there. Met my husband also. He was doing architecture and finance, real estate, and law. And lived in Costa Mesa for a while, bought our house in Rancho Santa Margarita, knew that wasn't the place to be, and we came to Laguna.
Great. And tell us a little bit about your green movement, your certifications, and all that type of stuff.
Actually, when I was at Cal Poly, my thesis project was actually in the canyon, and I did an environmental awareness center where everything was made out of recycled products, and it was inside the hillside there in the canyon. So it's kind of funny how that was, back in 1989, 90, and then to start incorporating all that whole philosophy into my designs.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm LEED certified. I've been certified for 2 years now, and I'm just trying to educate the clients in regards to what's out there and how, they may not want their project to be certified, but at least they can incorporate the different materials or just how they construct the house. Mm-hmm. And even just basic things on daylighting, the windows, things like that. You don't have to use as many light fixtures. Mm-hmm. So just kind of basically putting an awareness out there to the clients and educating them. And then it's, of course it's their house, so it's kind of up to them on how they want to actually go about it.
You hear a lot about, everybody's kind of a, faddish almost that, this green movement, for lack of a better term. And you're really, your rubber meets the road with you when you really are dealing with people that have to make that decision. What's your experience has been? Are people more accepting of green just are they more accepting as you see going on?
I think, like you said, it's everyone's excited about it, but when it comes to the full extent of actually applying it is kind of another story.
It is a little bit more money, and you have to have more of a vision of where the house is going to be in the future, and the lack of, or how it can minimize some of your maintenance on the house. And that's a hard leap because a lot of people again see the upfront cost, which again aren't that much, but there still are more. And so you really have to, the movement really has to be that strong where people are really willing to put their money out where they're.
And I think they have to look at it also in regards to the long run. Depending on what products you use and things like that, for the long run, it's going to keep the house, it's going to have more of a sustainability. It's going to survive longer than the houses in the past.
As we were just talking about, there's been a lot of new codes being implemented and enforced, and more coming down about energy efficiency and all these things in your house. And I would suspect that when you are working on somebody's house that, you got to say, hey, if you're ever going to sell this in the future, you're going to have to, meet these codes, and I'm sure that kind of gives them a little impetus as well.
Well, now since the codes are actually going to be implemented in March versus next year, so there's actually things that they have to actually apply now. So there's no ifs or ands or buts. You have to actually do some of these particular codes.
And what are they, just more energy related?
Yeah, energy and basically like health-wise also in regards to what products you bring into the house, your ventilation system, just kind of more health related wise. And there's other construction aspects also, but there's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of green green information, green codes and things like that. But right now, the city of Laguna is only incorporating pretty much a small amount.
Okay. Yeah, matter of fact,
'Cause, like, the gray
we
water
went.
just
Yeah,
recently-
we just went to a gray water installation.
Yeah, at Kirk's house.
Yeah, Kirk's
Yeah.
house, and what was interesting was he's an architect as well, and he put gray water into his plans, and yet it wasn't really approved. Meaning, the whole gray water concept wasn't approved by Laguna, but because he put it in there and nobody said no, he could go ahead and do it. And now, so again, Laguna Beach is brought in kind of kicking and screaming, and now because there's new California regulations and so forth, they have to allow gray water. So
Exactly.
it's and that's where we need to keep on top of our politicians, that they're getting elected for other reasons than just getting a lot of money together, and that again, part of that's the green movement. One of the neat things about Monica as well is that she incorporates feng shui, which is again kind of just now kind of has a little bit of a fatty term to it, but it's actually been around for obviously a long time. But Monica's especially has been quite involved in that. Why don't you talk a little bit about how you incorporate that into your
Actually,
green movement?
I've been certified for almost 15 years now in the Classical Compass and the Western Reform School. They're both different, but yet they're both very similar, and all has to do with, based on your intentions and what you want to bring into your life, and it's all about creating harmony and balance in your environment. I do consultations, but I basically primarily focus on just incorporating the philosophy into my architecture. So, there's a lot of people who are not into it, but in reality, it all has to do with how you live and health and harmony and balance.
Right.
So once the project is finished and people are actually experiencing their spaces, they finally realize, oh, God, it feels so good in here.
Right.
Not knowing that
Right.
feng shui was a part of the design.
Yeah, that's great. So the other thing Monica was telling me that she has been involved in some of these doing fundraisers for the local community and the schools and so forth. And out of that came where she is now repping some different green products here. Why don't you take us through a few of those?
Yeah, for a couple years now, I was doing the clean canteen in regards to the plastic water bottles. It takes basically 700 years for the plastic bottle just to start to decompose. So in regards to a couple various schools, I started doing a fundraiser versus selling candy and magazines and things like that. It's like, let's do something that's a win-win. It helps the environment and it also brings in money to the schools. So we're bringing in the clean canteens is one of the products, basically putting out there for an awareness. And then another product is, these are your produce bags. When you go to the market, you can put your apples, bananas, oranges, all that kind of stuff. And this one's fun because it's a long handle or a short handle. And then, there's all different colors, another short handled one, but for your produce. And then also the idea, because everyone has their shopping bags already.
Right.
So this is another idea, taking it to another level, is these 100% organic cotton bags where you put your kale, your other produce, and then you can actually store these in your refrigerator so you're not using plastic bags.
Great.
I'm in the process of getting smaller ones so you can use them for kids for sandwiches, for their lunches, versus the plastic Ziploc bags.
And I like the size of them too.
Yeah, they come in.
It kind of gives you
various sizes.
a very French feel, in that you're going to do your day shopping or 2 days shopping for your fresh vegetables, and not for a week and a half or 2 weeks,
exactly.
Costco
That's what
style.
I'm saying. You could put,
Yeah.
all your green leafy vegetables in one, smaller items in another, your herbs in another, things like that. And like I said, and then the idea, which I really like, also is get the smaller ones and use them for your kids' lunches.
Right.
For snacks, for
Right,
chips, and so you're not buying all those individual packs, which is another waste. Buy the larger quantity and then you stick them in the smaller bags.
Great.
So that's besides my architecture, feng shui, and then the green LEED certification.
And by the way, she's a mom of 3 too, doing all this. So she's a hell of a gal. And what's really neat about Monica and I is that we just were introduced about a month ago at a coffee place, and since then we've gone individually to different events and just all different places. We've been running into each other right and left, so we just go, this is meant to be. So this is really fun. Monica, how can they, if anybody wants to get a hold of you, how do they get a hold of you?
Do you want me to pull my phone number?
Yeah.
949-494-6407, or my email is m for Monica Fuerst, Fuerst with the number 1 at Cox.net.
Great. And you have a website?
I'm in the process of
Okay,
that,
in the process
so,
website. Great.
yeah.
Well, I want to thank Monica very much for taking the time out of her day and inviting me up to her beautiful house. You have to see this. I mean, she just does incredible work. And, you know, if you need a good architect with knows green or feng shui, or you want any of these items, give her a call.